Nobody lost money on that deal in terms of investing on it except me.
Okay.
So I don't have the problem where I owe somebody, you know, an apology for investing beside me. I owe everybody, and all of us involved owe an apology for not knowing it was an alleged fraud. But, you know, this happens from time to time.
Everybody's asking you about, you know, your endorsement of FTX, the $15 million bag, but nobody's asking you, how you doing?
Let's just get the numbers right. It was $18 million. It's all gone, and I get it, but you've got to understand something about venture investing. FTX was nothing but a startup, okay?
Right.
Basically 18 months old, that's it. So at the end of the day, when you invest in any startup, and this includes FTX and plenty of others, 8 out of 10 times you lose your money. Since 1954, when they started compiling these stats. Now, sometimes it's alleged fraud, sometimes bad execution, sometimes bad market, sometimes bad product, but for whatever reason, 8 out of 10 times you lose money. So the people that invested in FTX, people are asking me, well, isn't this going to change investing forever? No, nothing's going to change.
Sure. Yeah,
because we
obviously,
know we're gunning for that 2 times where we make 1,000x on our money.
Right.
The next morning after I lost that 18 million, yes, I was pissed, okay? But it didn't change anything about what I do as an investor. I get right up and I go at it again because if every time I had a loser investment, I had to go to Congress, I'd need an apartment there.
Right.
I mean, we lose a lot of deals, but every once in a while I get a monster hit and it pays for all the mistakes. FTX is in the past for me. Too bad. I feel sick about it. We all look like idiots.
Right.
But we got to move on. We have to fund the next venture. We have to fund the next entrepreneur. I was a paid spokesperson, yes. But I was also an investor. I took millions of dollars and invested them in FTX International and US.
Right.
So I'm getting squeezed on both sides on this point. At the end of the day, the way I look at it is, okay, I have an agent. He gets contacted and says, look, do you want to be a paid spokesperson for this? I said, I'm interested in crypto. What do we know about this company? We know that it's got the biggest investor list I've ever seen. The way this works is you go back and say, okay, 1.8 billion raised. Who's in the raise? Who did the due diligence? Plenty of them did.
And it's the heavy hitters.
Huge hitters.
But
we all know each other. We're in the private equity business. And I said, okay, somebody dillied this thing, And the parents were compliance lawyers out of Stanford. I mean, that's pretty good. So at the end of the day, it's a very unfortunate outcome. Did Lehman Brothers change anything? No. Enron? No. Bear Stearns? No. Long-term capital? No. There's always going to be the bad actors. This is capitalism, and every once in a while, there's a bad actor. You just went through a whole, litany of them. And the system self-corrects. If you do bad things, shit happens to you. Bad shit. And I think that's okay. That's our system. The whole idea is you can make money without being a fraudster. This is a great country. You can be an entrepreneur. You can start a company with a great product and become a multimillionaire. That's the path that people take 99% of the time. And we should celebrate that. This comes along, alleged fraud like this, it's going to go through the system. Hopefully, we're going to get a huge recovery for everybody that lost their money. Already, the rumors are we're at 6 out of 8 billion. They found that, 6.1 billion. Who knows what else will be coming? I want to help everybody on this situation, but I've moved on, and so's everybody else.
I have a theory.
I
have a theory. So, in corporate America, I see a lot of urban professional elites with LinkedIn accounts here in the crowd tonight. In corporate America, they have a thing called CYA, cover your ass. And I think, Mr. O'Leary, you're making the 70 appearances right now and testifying before Congress to let people know, hey, HR, something up happened. Someone burned down the house while mom and dad left. But you kind of were a part of the arson to begin with.
Well, let me correct you on that for a moment, okay?
Okay.
During the period when everybody was trying to get allocation to FTX, particularly FTX US, hottest deal on the street in 2021, I got countless calls from people saying, let me in on your allocation, you owe me, we've done business together. I said, guys, it's a startup. It's a big one. It's a $23 billion startup, but it's a startup. If I'm going to take this ride, I'll do it with my own dough. I'm not going to put anybody else's money into it. Nobody lost money on that deal in terms of investing on it except me.
Okay.
So I don't have the problem where I owe somebody, you know, an apology for investing beside me. I owe everybody, and all of us involved owe an apology for not knowing it was an alleged fraud. But, you know, this happens from time to time. But in my mind, I can go to sleep every night knowing that it was my money, I lost it, I ate it, shame on me, but it doesn't change what I do in the morning. I'm a very fortunate guy. I can take huge hits and I move on and I keep going. That is the essence of entrepreneurship. Totally. You're going to get kicked to the ground once in a while. And this was a big kick in where it hurts.
Right.
As somebody said to me, the one I remember the most, you know, the economist on CNBC said to me, we came out of the green room after I'd had one of those countless, you know, presentations on there about it. Right. And he said, Kevin, $18 million, that's a lot of guitars. And he's right.
You have to be able to expose your position. When you say you lost money, the only way for us to truly know is if a forensic accountant comes in.
I want that.
So you want the full transparency.
Everybody, you don't understand. Everybody has.
So you got the 18 mil. Look, me and you, we're in Hollywood, not these regular normies. I have a hunch.
Yeah.
I think you didn't lose a whole lot of the shirt off your back, but retail did.
All of my money on the comp, just so you understand this, by the contract was in an FTX account. So 18 comes in, as you correct, about half of it pays taxes and agents and the unions and all that stuff. Sure. The rest goes into the account. And on Saturday morning, November 10th, it was scraped out along with all the trading records. Everybody there, including me, does not know where that money is, or do they have the trading records? Do I want to hire a forensic accountant? Absolutely. I've disclosed I had 32 positions. It wasn't cash, it was crypto and all kinds of coins and tokens. And so they're all gone, and I would like to find out where they are. So would another million people.
But it was also house money. That's the key difference.
How do you say that?
You're playing off of cake. What's coming to you? Hey, we're giving you a big head start.
The million cash I put into the equity.
Sure.
That's not a million cash?
That's a million cash. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Okay, so you've lost 1 million USD. You know, you've lost 1 million USD personal.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, more. It was, I think, 1.25 million.
Okay, so the only way we can truly, but you're making that heuristic. You're making that heuristic based off of that 6 to 7 million coming in.
My whole deal is I've been totally transparent with it. The reason I've gone on and talked about it openly is I think we can all learn a lesson from this, and I'm teaching this case at Harvard. Actually, I think there's a lot to learn from it because it's a great example of when you do portfolio work, when you put big money to work, you got to know you're never safe. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And this case is crazy. We haven't even seen the end of this yet. We don't know what's going to happen. The records are supposedly backed up on the Amazon servers, and no one's seen them yet. I don't know where that money went. I'd like to find out. And that's the same question every institution has. I'm one of the only institutions walking around talking about it, but so what? It's a horrible outcome. It's a bad investment. I've made bad ones in the past. I'm going to make bad ones in the future, but I'm pretty good at good ones as well. So that's the way it works.